Hey folks, how are you doing? This is Doug Rice. Welcome to the Doug Rice Show. That's right, an interesting opening. They've got a new way of doing things, and I don't mind it. I think you guys will find it very, very interesting as I get set to do my thing. This is Doug Rice. This is the Doug Rice Show. Welcome, one and all, and tell them I said so. I do want to thank you folks for showing up. I do had some interesting conversations over the last few days with folks that listen to the show, and I appreciate the support that so many of you have shown. Paul Patan, a few other folks that have been instrumental in keeping the lights on and on and on. And I truly appreciate you folks. David Pickett getting with the thick of it. I really appreciate you, Mr. Pickett. And again, I'm going to go ahead and shout him out for his $50 contribution, he says, for offering to your work for the kingdom. And that is what I am about. Now, I am not a religious leader. I've never quoted to be one, never said that I am a person who is a part of a ministry or furthering a ministry. I am critical of ministries. And well, there we are. And so, with all of that said, I find it most disturbing when folks have kind of something to say about how I speak. I've had more people in my mouth than me. And I'm going to tell you something, folks, for the cheap seats so that you understand the thoughts complete. There are too many dead bodies that have fallen to tell me how I should be calling. You understand what I mean? You got to understand what they did to put this language in the mouths of Negroes in this country. It wasn't a pretty sight. It wasn't all, rainbows and pink rose glasses. It was white feet in Negroes' asses. And that's what they did to make sure that we would endure the input of their language into our psyche. And so I will deliver it back to the general public. As a matter of fact, I'll do it in any way I see fit. And if that means I got to throw a few profanities in there, well, guess what? Tough shit. Oh, how you doing? Doug Rice, that's me. I'm back. And no, I didn't make an impromptu announcement regarding this particular live because we're going to be here a while. We're going to be here a while. I'm going to show you some of the new features that Restream has put into the dynamic of their presentation apparatus. And it is so cool, we just hope they ain't mad at us. Here, check this out. Bam, just like I promised, on the fly. I like that. The fourth part. Now, everybody knows Big Judah. If you don't know Big Judah, then you need to know Big Judah. Big Judah is a plethora of depth, understanding, knowledge, wisdom, insight, and overall, damn, he's a Negro. Okay. And he talks about the fourth part, talks about specific areas in the world that were cordoned off for later exploration. And I listen carefully as he disseminates information to the Negro Nation. It is fascinating stuff. So I found this. The fourth part of the world map by Toby Lester. Now, I don't know what this might mean to you, but not just this particular document, which, as I go over the features of what this thing does, I like this. So if you guys can see that and it's clear to you, do me a favor, give me a 1 in the chat. I do have chat on like that. Let me know if you can see this legibly, because I'm not just going to stick with the page you see. I'm going to kind of shift to other documents, and we can determine what they represent. So let me know if you can see this document clearly. This describes the fourth part, and the legend highlights an idea that almost completely forgotten today, that the New World was remarkable to Europeans in 1507 because It lay not just to the west, but also to the south. The striking, whoa, wait, I'm going to have to see if I can get that a little larger for me. Boom. Oh, good, it does work. The striking southness of the New World, so unexpected to geographers of the time, is what made the authors of this, they call the Wald C. Mueller, Martin Wald C. Mueller, and Matthias Ringman, conclude that a new fourth part of the world had been discovered across the sea, separate from Africa, Asia, and Europe. And this new continent, they decided, deserved to be named after who else? Amerigo Vespucci, who had just a few years earlier described it in Letters Home. Contrary to what most people now assume, the name America appears nowhere on North America, shown here at the top left of map, but rather on the giant land mass to its south, South America, that is, famously described the first time by Vespucci as extending far below the equator. This new land, the legend reads, is nothing other than the distant southern land across the ocean that the Roman poet Virgil had once prophesied would fall under the domination and dominion of Rome. The Wald Sealer map, in other words, presents for the first time a vision of an ancient prophecy fulfilled. It charts the contours of a dream shared of many of Europe's early scholars, missionaries, political rulers alike, that a new Christian empire ruled from a Renaissance Rome, which soon spanned the entire globe. Ladies and germs. So if you could tell me, I don't know if you can, let me know if you can see that. I did want to make that as kind of, nondescript as possible. I think, I'm going over some of the stuff that I got. I want to show you how quickly I can switch and get something new up here, which I kind of dig. Let me see here. Here are some other things that we've talked about. Boom. I like that. The Talmud Unmasked, the secret rabbinical teachings concerning Christians. So effectively what I'm doing, folks, is just kind of test driving out the new format that Restream has. See what that's about. We'll go over some news. Maybe we'll go over some other topics of interest. But for me, this is just a run to see how you guys like it. Now, I've gone over this before, and if you don't know about the Talmud and the diametrically opposing scriptures brought about by the infiltration of the Judaistic Ashkenazi impostor who was beforehand a nomadic heathen. That is a fact, folks. All the folks that make up current Jewry today, the folks who call themselves Jews, folks who have renamed themselves Benjamin Netanyahu, folks that have determined that they are, the set apart and chosen of God, they have put together this bastardization of Jewish law, Jewish worship, Jewish practice, Jewish belief. And though they call it the Talmud, its proper personage is the Babylonian Jewish Talmud. And as I flick through the pages, of course, unable to read every single word, I need you to understand that just the teachings of the Talmud concerning Christians would give you a cause for pause. All the things that they believe in, all their weird, stupid laws. But I want you to, if you can, take a look through each strand of this publication. I think it does it a service just to click through it. You guys can pause on it and read through it yourself. That's just another one of the many publications that I have. I'm going to replace this as well. I just want to see how well this presents itself over Scripture. Here's another one, the Apocrypha, including books from the Ethiopic Bible, 500 pages. Now, these are publications that I have. All right, folks, these are things that I can provide to you. And at this point, what I'm doing is just seeing how each page translates. I just want to know if this will be something that will translate over the screen, if you guys can read it, if you guys can see it. Here's interesting. First Esdras. I recommend everybody read Obadiah. That's been the rage of the day lately. So if you can let me know if you can see this, let me know if this is something that can be presented to you. Now, let me see here. I want to get something that I know will stick out for you, something that we can really allow to hang. How about this right here? Anybody know anything about the Mississippi Black Codes of 1865? I've gone over this publication in detail. I've read all 6 pages out loud to you. I've done that. I know because I remember. Right? And as I flip through the pages and encourage you to pause for the cause when you get a chance and read through the Black Codes of 1865, you may give a thought to how you're still alive. These folks had some serious rules and regulations for those they considered freed men in the Negro nation. So we got that. And again, if you don't mind, let me know if it's readable. Wow, that's interesting. That's something. The receipts, we have the receipts, folks. I love having the receipts. I'm going to use this new format, this new way of presenting on the fly any different kinds of publications that might roll by. Here's the Era of Reconstruction, 165-page book. The Era of Reconstruction from 1861 to 1900. My goodness. Now, I can just imagine this is an historic book that will keep the imagination running. Grand Allegory of Reconciliation of North and South through Federal Program of Reconstruction. This is all about them. This wasn't all about us. The Reconstruction movement was about them. Wow, look at that. So I think that's readable. We're going to be going over some of this stuff. I'll take suggestions. This is a 165-page book. Now, I have the idea that I can have some music playing in the background and just flick through the pages of the book and let everyone read it at their leisure. I don't know if that's a good idea or way of presenting it. I think it's important that Negroes understand how much they didn't want us to read. They did not want us to do these kinds of things. They'd much rather we dress extravagantly, put on pants sagging down our ass, and, going about our business. Here we got another one, Black Segregation Matters, the Civil Rights Project, 40-page book, School Resegregation and Black Education Opportunity. Resegregation, that's interesting. So these are publications that I have that are available as well. And again, if you are wondering what I'm doing, you can't tell, I'm simply going through some of the available publications I've already uploaded to this edifice. I want to make sure that it will do the job. I found this to be an amazing publication. This is from the United Nations. Now, you guys tell me what you think of this. I like being able to swap back and forth. I can't miss. The Handbook on the Scheme of the United States, Generalized System of Preferences. Handbook that is the scheme of the United States. If I remember correctly, let's see here. How the United States program is administered. Benefits and eligibility, country eligibility, list of GSP eligible beneficiaries, independent countries. You know, they're doing something. This handbook has been prepared by the United Nations CTAD Secretariat, drawing on its ongoing work on GSP and other preferential market access issues. The handbook aims to provide a general explanation of the United States scheme to allow developing country government officials to gain a better understanding of the scheme so as to promote their better utilization. The handbook is essentially based on publicly available official information as well as that provided by the permanent mission of the United States of America and the United States offices in Geneva, Switzerland. I don't know about you guys. I've never heard of the permanent mission of the United States of America. I'd like to read that. That sounds like something that's very interested and chock full of things they don't want Negroes to know. The scheme that is the United States. And just to give you a heads up and fair trade, the whole deal, they've got the scheme that is every country, which I found very interesting. Another interesting piece of PDF I have, racial and ethnic disparities throughout the criminal justice, the criminal legal system. I like this. I just want to make sure you can read it. I want to make sure you can see it. I want to see if maybe it's viable to put these documents up, allow a page to be seen so people can read the page and then move forward. I read this all the way through. I got a show on this book, on this publication too. Racial and ethnic disparities throughout the criminal justice system. All right. I want to thank you for giving me the time to just test out this new system. I know it was impromptu. That's why I did not make any announcements. But there are some interesting things that are happening here in the United States. And I think it's fair to say that they feel a change afoot. Now, not just us. I know that we as well feel something, an event, a black swan, as people call it, maybe. I don't know. They're talking all this talk about nukes and about war and about all these different things. Meanwhile, they haven't asked Negroes a single thing. You notice that? If you want to know if we are set apart and that special possession of the Most High, all you have to do is look at how hard they pay us no mind. Dear God, they make absolutely sure to make sure we are excluded from every bit of anything happening with this planet. They will go consult the natives on the reservation before they come talk to a Negro about anything. And it's my belief, folks, we need to approach our circumstance from that particular position. We need to approach how we address these individuals, how we interact with them, based on the fact that they've taken absolutely no care to consult us on any issue involving the earth ever, and they don't ever intend to. It's the reason the Father is on the way. So I hear brothers and sisters talking about negotiating with Africa, about getting Negroes over there and seeing if we can get this. And I listened to him this morning, Covenant Awakenings, these sharp brothers, and they have such sharp ideas. And I wonder, you go over there, and you have the best of intentions. Every one of us that goes over wanting to relocate, get out of this country. I've heard the stories of folks that don't make it, folks that come back, folks that find it frustrating, things like that. And I find it, if you go over their best intention, I can imagine you're always smiling. And I know you're constantly in their face and you want to make a good impression in the place. And I know, but I think there's a different tactic that we could use to get on with this show, because the niceties weren't there when we were shipped over here. The politeness and all of the things that needed to put us in position that we found our butts here, all of those things, it wasn't done with any perfunctory, politeness. There's no grace involved. There was ripping children from their mothers. There was capturing, fleeing slaves, future slaves, our past descendants. It was serious business. There's no negotiation. When they came to get us to round us up and collect us and put us over here, they didn't negotiate with us, man. They ain't coming to us with a smile and a fucking handshake and tell us, hey, y'all want to relocate? And so they know where we come from. They know where we come from. They know where we're from. They know where we at. They know where our property is. They've been bartering and growing wealthy off of it for centuries. They've been handing over just tons of soil to Europeans, just giving them everything they got, everything they took, everything we had. And don't that shit make you mad? So I got to tell you, folks, I'm not going to be the one that goes over with hat in hand, hoping that they might give us our land. No, 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 no. No, we're going back. Why don't we talk to the folks at the top first? Make their jaws drop. Tell them exactly what is required. That's it. What needs to happen to make all of this right? And don't let a single word out of your sight. You tell them directly, and you don't do it with a goddamn smile on your Negro face. And then you tell me where they're gonna put you, where you place. See, when you come in there smiling and grinning and cheesing and pleasing and all that, oh, I'm sure they want to be real accommodating. They're wringing their hands and they can't wait for you to churn up the economic and financial, areas that Negroes decide to plop their asses in. Oh, I'm sure that Nigeria and Kenya and all these other places claiming Negroes want us back for all the skills and things and shit like that. But I don't want to come back on those terms. I don't think that they'll there's a lesson there that they've learned. Of course, they're going to be real nice coming back with a smile on our faces. Of course, they're going to smile back and shake our hands. Shit, they can tie our laces. What I'd rather see is how they react if we come back without a goddamn smile on our face and looking right in their face and no, you put your damn hand down. We ain't friends. Where's my property? We'll worry about amends later. Now, you're probably wondering, what the hell, Dale? What do you think? You can't really get along with people coming back on the scene like that. That's how they got us off the scene. And if we're going to come back, let's get straight to the goddamn resentment you'll have years later. I just want to get to it so I can tell you to keep 50, 100 miles away from the property of Negroes and Negro land for about 50 years. Because I understand you want us to come back and shaking hands and shit like that, but I also know human nature. They're happy to see us at first. I'm sure we'll quench their neighborly thirst. But after a while, they're going to lose that smile, and Negroes are going to fall out of style. So I'd rather go in with my face front, look them right in the eye, ask them what you want, and let them know that we ain't coming back grinning and cheesing. We ain't coming back with all that appeasing. We coming back to claim what's ours. That's all. You ain't got to be nice about it either. Sure as hell don't. Well, that's all I wanted to say. That was impromptu. That was. But I listened to them this morning. It's like, where are the Negroes? Who are they talking to that's speaking for us coming over to Africa? I want to talk to whoever that is, because ain't nobody asked me a goddamn thing. You talking about we going back over to Africa and you making deals with who? I ain't making no deals. Ain't no deals to be made. This is their own damn fault and the path that they've laid. All right, folks, I got to go. I'm done. I just wanted to have my mouth to run a little bit and get that off my chest. All right. Hey, thanks so much for letting me test this out. It's only 30 minutes. Hey, what do you want me to do? All right. I'll figure out which document to start with, maybe. I don't know. If you like the way the new format looks, let me know. If you don't, hey, I'm so sorry. It's just a show. All right, I got to go, folks. Y'all have a good day. Appreciate you coming my way. I hope you enjoyed what you heard. You heard? I got to go. Bye-bye.